Hi guys, thank you for joining me. So today we're going to be going through, all the gifts and stuff I got from Teresa. Well, I wanted it to be usable, and so I had to get creative because let me show you something. What this box was a huge scrapbooking kit, and that's what this page was. I didn't know what it was. And it had, and it's vintage, I think. Close. It's from 2006. So that's why I didn't recognize a lot of it. Oh, squares. Figured out what the squares are. They're to put under the letters. Okay? So this kit had so much stuff in it. It had a 12 by 12 album, a 6 by 6 album, 40 12 by 12 papers, 20 6 by 6 papers, okay, this is what I'll show you. It had 7 sheets of die cut borders, 8 alphabet sticker sheets, 12 sheets of frames, 4 sheets of frames and tags, months, phrases, 8 sheets of tags and accessories, 3 sheets of fancy stickers, 1 sheet of crystal tags, 1 sheet of crystal phrases, 1 sheet of crystal alphabets, and a how-to manual. So anyway, it was all of the frames and flowers and everything were punch outs. And I just didn't think that'd be very usable, because it was a mess to unpunch them. Oh, it had a lot of borders and stuff too. So what I did was I went ahead, it was a lot. And I went ahead and punched it all out. And I got it all put away, and it's when I do storage, I think I want to see it all, and I want it accessible to flip through. And I don't want it buried. I don't want it just stacked. I want it usable. And let me know if you see what I mean. Okay? And it is homemade DIY storage, okay? And that's how I roll. But whenever I need something, and this stuff, I'm keeping it together because I'll think, oh, I can use that from Teresa. Oh, I'll use that thing from Teresa. Like I said, when I do a journal, I go through and I like to add something to pretty much every page. And so then I'll think, oh, I'll go ahead and pull that thing from Teresa out and add work out of that. Because I want to use it. Okay? So that is my thoughts. First here, I showed you this in my binder video of words. This is my binder for just words. And this was a sheet of words that came with it. Oh, and it was longer. So I trimmed it down and I just double stuck it to these pages. And I thought those went with words. They're like little tags. And those too. And then there were a couple sheets of phrases, but they were really scrapbooky. And I don't scrapbook. So I just went ahead and pulled out. Hold on, let me find it. I pulled out the ones I thought I would use. Okay, here we go. 4th of July, amazing, celebrate, diva dream, surprise, fall leaves, laugh, live, love is everything, happiness, I love that happiness, and hang on, so I just pulled out the words. I threw a bunch away because I don't scrapbook, and they were obvious scrapbooking words. So that's the first thing I did. I didn't really have a way to store these little element kits and stuff. I have ephemera packs and stuff, but they're kind of in my ephemera drawer. And so anyway, so all this, and I will add to it, and I have added to it. These, I messed that one up. I'm uncertain how they peel because I took the words off of that. It was just like a product label, so I messed it up. Here I was hoarding it, and I messed it up. See, this one has words on it, but it says sincerity. So those words could stay. The other one was like a product label. I didn't understand it unless I did it wrong. Like the America, the breast cancer tags, and then I added the breast cancer charms that I had. And then that little winter one. I didn't put that in my Christmas stuff because it's winter and I don't know. I just put it in here. And all of this stuff to keep it manageable on the pages, I used a piece of you can see there, I used a piece of double-sided tape. So that is like the ephemera kits. This is, I'm just keeping the paper in this box. And what I did was I took the box apart. It had fold-over flaps that lock in. Let me show you. I'll show you the lid. It had, oops, sorry. Dang it. It had the fold-over flaps. And what I did was to strengthen it, because I didn't have a 12 by 12 box. And I think I'm just going to leave this in a 12 by 12 box. And the thing is still shaking. Dang it. I'm sorry. Okay. So what I did was I unfolded it and glued it with the hot glue gun in the corners and stuff. Because it was quite a bit of paper and I thought it might be a little, and it's thin paper. And I didn't think a Ziploc baggie was the best. And in that last video I called them trash bags, but they're Ziploc baggies. But so I just strengthened this box. And you can see the corners are pretty strong. So I just unfolded it. You can see here like the little tuck-in flap. You know, I just unfolded it, hot glued it, and stuck it back together. So it's strong now. It had a hole, but look what I made. It had sheet after sheet of these page borders, and I'm going to use them like washi. And then look here, how cute. These were little thin ones. So then I made this out of a piece of file folder scrap. And then it has all the little tiny strips. And so I made this and I have a spot up on my little drawer thing that holds thin 12-inch scraps. And it fits right up there by that. I had fun storing all of this, so I thought I would just show you real quick. The binder, the 12 by 12 scrapbook page, I did use 4 letters. Okay, that fell over. Okay. I did use for all alphas. It's like I said, it's a kit. Before I knew I was going to use the ivory cardstock, I had some scraps. Like I said, up beside me, I have a pile of scrapbook scraps that are long bands. I just tuck them in there. And I made pockets for these because, to me, these are more an alpha than a stencil. So I didn't put them with my stencils. So then, I don't know if you can see the whole thing, but it's okay. And then there were several color stories to these alphas. Some of them are messed up. It's like these were stickers at one point, and they're just not very sticky anymore. And then there's a couple of color stories of that style and that style. This one, there is probably, I'll show you all the colors, but there was like 2 of each of these. There's probably a dozen letter alpha pages in there. Here's black and white. There's 3 color stories to that one. It's like, I don't know, green, tan, and let's see what else. I thought there was 3. It doesn't matter. Okay, maybe just 2. No, there's 3. Okay, yeah. I can't tell if that's a white or light purple. And then tan. So I put those together since they were the same style. And there's lots of black letters. This is all of the colors that everything comes in. And then there's another page too of the full color story. So, and then there's a couple of those. And then these I made pockets for them because the packages were real thick and I didn't know what to do with them, and I did want to keep all the alphas together. So I did make a couple pockets for those, and I don't know if that's going to work. I might cut down another 1/2 inch of this so it can go down more. I got like 100 CD envelopes, and I thought they'd be good for storage, and so I pulled out my other stencils that I had, that I said my daughter bought to put, you know, name on the mailbox or something. And then this is the set from Teresa, and then these are little sequin alphas. And then these again are more like an alpha than a stencil, so I kept those in here, and then I made more pockets for those. These are real thick, nice. So that's the scrapbook album. And then I was just going to show you how I incorporate these. This is my big stencils and stamps and stuff. So I went ahead and put these in here, and I had to make these pockets. And then I just paper clipped them on because they're bigger. They're just big. And I just made them to fit in my binder. And these are a bit cumbersome. I'm uncertain if I'm going to keep it like this. Let me move that because I don't want to damage the paper. But these to me are a cutter to cut a shape. So I just put it in my binder with my stencils with my die cuts, because that's kind of what they are. You know, they come with a little cutter thing. And so in my mind, this is kind of like a die cut, but even though it's not, but it felt like it. So then I put that in here, and then with the information page with it, and then these I taped this page on top to keep them from falling out, and then these I just stuck on here with it's not sticking very well, but with double-sided tape, but then I taped it along the bottom so they don't fall out. So those are kind of big and honking, and I didn't know what to do with them, so all of this I'm trying to incorporate into my storage. And even though it's a little clunky and awkward, it's together, and in my mind, this is how I think, and this is how I work. Like, you know, like these, to keep those tucked up there. I have a pile of scrapbook paper scraps, and like I said, I already have that size of scrapbook scraps up there. So the binder thing, the edging thing just kind of, in my mind, fit right up there. And then finally, these are how many colors. I coded the top of the envelope and taped it to protect it. But I pulled out all my markers to find the right colors. But these are all of the colors of those squares, and I'm going to use them, by golly. I'm going to use them. And I'm just going to use them as a layering element, or stick a word on it or something. So I've got all of those in here. And then there were a bunch of butterflies. These are the dots and buttons. I called it buttons and dots. And all of this is alphabetical. It's the same way I store my ephemera. But I'm just keeping Teresa stuff all together. And then everything's in Roy G. Biv order. And then alphabetical order too. Fleur-de-lis. These were some stickers. But they're not sticky anymore. And then I added a piece of cardstock, and then I'm just writing on the top what they are. I think these were punch outs. And then that's floral. And then there was one that was a whole bunch of white flowers. So I just put the white ones together. There were some kits, like this was a set of grape stuff. This is just all the miscellaneous ones that were printed. Here's an ocean looking set of stuff. Here's a pretty rosy, I'll call it the rose set. And then snowflakes and holly. And like I said, all of this is alphabetical. And these neat shaped diamonds that I was like, oh, those are neat shaped diamonds. No, I think I figured out that there, that was probably stupid for other people that know. Don't you bet that's an envelope? I'm pretty sure. As I was putting them up, I was like, well, duh, that's an envelope. Aren't they neat? So I will have fun using those. You know? This is vintage scrapbook stuff, guys. Who knew? So looky there. I got a whole packet full of envelopes. And then all of these elements, the frames and tags and stuff, I put in. Each one has a separate color. Because I was like, what am I going to do? Am I going to put shapes? Like all the ovals together? Or am I going to put colors? And then obviously I realized I need to put colors together. Because that's how I think. And then there's gold and light yellow and green and dark green and what's this, light pinky purple. Was different than light purple because in my mind I couldn't tell if it was pink or purple, so I did separate those. So some of this stuff looks a little silly, but and then I just put a piece of cardstock in them to sort them out. And then, like I said, in the beginning are the squares. And these squares come in every color too. And look how many is in one. It was a full 12 by 12 sheet of squares. Of all of these colors. So I'm challenged now. I have to use them. You know? What all would you do with these? Because I don't know why. I feel like I need to use them. And then the other stuff just fit with my other elements, my other storage. But this was some stuff that I had to get creative for the storage. Like I said, I did the binder for the alphas. I made the cutter tools work with my die cuts. I put my words in. I did the big album full of alphas. So that's how I stored it all. And my craft room is clean. It was a fiasco. So I've got it all stored. And like I said, I worked on it. It was a lot of work, and I went to the trouble of coloring it. I think that's fun. Doesn't that look great? What do you think? Do y'all like storage? I love, love, love storage. So, this came up and I tackled it. Oh, the months of the year. This is how I store my other ephemera. I made these out. I got 2,500 tab dividers for free off a marketplace. And there were monthly ones. So I'm going to go ahead and put these with my other ephemera. But I made these little folder pockets for my ephemera store. All of my other ephemeras in those. And I didn't want to do that with these because I was afraid it would get lost. So I thought, I've got all those CD envelopes. Maybe I'll try to, store stuff in those. And they do work well. I mean, it's nice to, to see what you've got, like these stickers and stuff, and so I just didn't put flower stickers, so I can see them. So this will just be part of my process when I finish the journals to pull all this out and start using it. Okay? Thanks so much for watching, guys. Love you. Bye.